Hello everyone, this is Teri. I'm a professional astrologer specialized in natal chart and yearly chart interpretations combining different forecasting techniques. And also I'm very much enthusiastic about the Decans theory, using it both for astrology and tarot. Welcome to my shared recording of YouTube channel Amethyst Astro Tarot and also my podcast Stars and Cars Chronicles by Amethyst Astro Tarot. Today is 8th of May 2024, and as some of you may already know, today there has just already happened a new moon in Taurus. Let's talk about a bit about this new moon in Taurus. Let me give some technical details, which I think it's better that you take some notes, because especially the degrees that I will mention, also the dates that I will indicate, might be worth noting down and to see what can unfold in those dates for all of us. So I mean the new moon for UK, the exact moment of new moon happened at 4:22 UK time on 8th of uh, May 2024 in Taurus. So it is in a way, new moon happens when in our case, in this case, is Sun in Taurus, conjunct Moon in Taurus, and the exact degree of this conjunction is 18 degrees 2 minutes, but in some sources I think it's saying that 18 degrees 1 minute. So it depends, but it's around the very beginning of the 18 degrees, we can say. And when we look at the sun and moon, it's like, like a divine meeting in the sky. Like you have the day meeting the night, the dark meets the light, and also the silence in a way has a voice. It's like a celestial marriage. I think it's a bit poetic, but I think that gives a feeling that when sun and moon come together in the sky. And there's a theory that is created by Dietrich Bessin. It's the lunar gestation cycle, and according to that, as a new moon happens, and then there are stages that it will, of course, develop, come to full moon, and then wane down, and it will reach another new moon. And according to this theory, the first quarter, which might be like acting upon the new seeds that would be planted during this new moon, would be on the 5th of February 2025. Please take a note of that. And then there would be the period that where we will reach a completion or a peak of this new moon, which would be the full moon. It would be on 5th of November 2025. And the last date that I will give is the third quarter, which might feel like the reconciliation of everything that has been done so far until that time, of course. And that would be the 6th of August 2026. These are all Taurus degrees, but different degrees. And if you have noticed that, like I'm saying today, of course, it's May, it's 5, but I mentioned first quarter 5th of February, and then full moon 5th of November. And we see this in a way 5 as a recurring number in the date. So in that sense, like maybe we should look into this, into the meaning of this number 5, what it means. Number 5 is sometimes associated with the planet Mercury, so we can think that the ideas, oral written communication, and swiftness, and there maybe be a bit of trickster energy, can be kind of, not, I wouldn't say dominant, but we can see the traces of this energy in this new moon and the whole cycle that will be followed after that. And also, I mean, like in the tarot, the major arcana number 5 is the Hierophant. And in some decks, such as the Rider-Waite-Smith, it is associated with the sign of Taurus. That's also interesting to see that. And also, since we are talking about the 18 degrees of Taurus, which is the second decan of Taurus, which means that because first 10 degrees is the first decan and second 10 degrees is the second decan of Taurus, and the associated card is the Six of Pentacles. And guess what? The decan ruler is Moon, which is actually exalted in the sign of Taurus. I mean, which is really giving this whole soothing comfort, maybe grounding all this energy of earth, the nature. I mean, like I think it's a really nice energy and nice feeling, according to me. And there is this famous metonic cycle, which I always like mentioning. It's when we go back to again 8th of May, but 2005, 19 years ago. Do you remember anything really significant event happening in terms of initiations, new starts, I mean, like white pages that are opening? So we have to really consider and like refresh our minds if anything specific happened in those times, and maybe had a peak after 18 months after that period, which would have been again around the if you think 2006 November or something like that. So, and since we are talking about the sign of Taurus, Taurus is a fixed sign. So if you have natal placements in Taurus, especially in Taurus, but also in Scorpio and Leo and Aquarius as well, about around this 18 degrees, we can say that these people with these placements would be most affected by this new moon. And of course, the house that Taurus in, which is in our natal charts, which is the area of life of the impact, may show where we can have these new starts in a Taurian way, which I will be explaining very soon. I mean, uh, later I will come to the chart, so there I will explain a few more things. Last point that I would like to make is that um, you may have heard I made a really detailed YouTube video, so you can go and head back to that, about the Jupiter-Uranus conjunction in the sign of Taurus, which was 21st of April 2024, and the degree was 21 degrees 49 minutes. And looking at that degree and the degree of this new moon, we can say that the people more or less with the same placements, both in Taurus and the other fixed signs, as I mentioned, would be the ones like being impacted most by this new moon. It's like the same circle of people that got this Jupiter-Uranus conjunction 14-year cycle starting in a certain area of their life, maybe touching certain points in their natal charts, which means that in their lives, and then that same circle of people would be getting more or less under the impact of this new moon as well, more or less. So when we look at the new moon, as I said, it's new starts, fresh beginnings, and initiations. But there is the fact that I mean, sometimes for starting uh, something new, I mean, for bringing new into our lives, might mean saying goodbye to other things in our lives as well. No, if you are especially opening a new page, a clean page, and everything, that means that we have to end things as well. I mean, like it's, I think they are very much related to each other. And coming to Taurus, Taurus might be associated with routines, nature, values. I mean, even stock markets and investments in mundane level, it can be um, associated with agriculture, land, food, as well as it has qualities such as being grounded, steady, practical, but sometimes not being keen on making changes in their circumstances, which may create a kind of a resistance point. Like it's like more being a bit of, let if I can say, like being stubborn, like don't want to change the things that are going in a well routine in their lives. And in that sense, we may think of these initiations as new ways of creating values or routines, I mean. And also, uh, we might feel the need to express ourselves and also our feelings in a very sensible and well balanced way, which may also lead to new opportunities or farewell to some same old same things in our lives. I mean, it can be a start point for of a period like that as well. And as the sign of Taurus is ruled by Venus, the planet Venus, which is in Taurus at the moment at home, harmony, relations, values, love, and aesthetics might be impactful on these fresh stars too. And now I will be sharing the new moon chart with you so that you can understand what I'm talking about. First of all, here, I haven't mentioned it before, that we can see that looking at the chart, um, why doesn't it get, no, that's the point that we get stuck. Okay, I see my uh, thing, but I cannot get my screen bigger. Yeah, that's the point that I have technical problem. I will stop the share and I will share it again so that I can sorry, talk better. Okay, so we see this, I mean, like according to different astrologers, the definition changes. But first of all, in this chart, we see this all different planets in the sign of Taurus, and they are all conjunct with each other. I mean, like at least not like, for example, here is the Venus and Jupiter. Of course, they are not conjunct, but the important thing is that Jupiter is like conjunct Uranus and Moon and the Sun, and then Venus also conjunct. I mean, like being in unity with Moon and Sun. That's the important thing. And these all planets are forming a stellium, something called in jargon stellium. So they are making a very big, like a belt, and the really essence of Taurus. And since Taurus is ruled by Venus, also it gives a lot of kind of weight for the Venus in Taurus as well. I mean, in that sense, it's very important to look into that. Um, so in that sense, this stellium has an effect like that. I mean, like, oh, but in addition to that, also we can see that there are all these some placements in the sign of Aries, where we see the Mercury and Chiron hand in hand, and they are still in good touch with the nodal axis. And also Mars is still in Aries at the beginning of the sign. And in that sense, I mean, like, we cannot ignore also the importance of Mars in Aries as well. But I think Venus would be the winner in that sense. And having said that, I mean, as I said, the sun and the moon, which are the leading actors of the new moon that we see here, are in unity, hand in hand with Uranus, Jupiter, and Venus. Uranus, Jupiter, and Venus. And which means that um, it's a feeling of what is wanting to be manifested, planted, or seeded with the new moon. However we name it, I mean, what kind of a new thing is happening, it is in cooperation with this structural but sudden changes and steady growth, and with our established and common values, which is very important, I think, in that sense. And also the same duo, which is the sun and moon duo, seems to be good in sync, uh, with a little bit effort put into in it, with an emotional, intuitive, and compassionate touch in our reality and sense of tradition and structure. How? I mean, because as we can see here, sun and moon in Taurus are making a sextile, having a 60 degrees aspect with the Saturn in Pisces. That's the reason that I'm telling it. Having said all, I mean, we cannot ignore the fact that we might be guided and mentored about our initiative, brave ideas, which may add a bit of speed to the possible much slow pace promised by the new moon, and also can be supportive about our own way forward. I mean, leaving our comfort zone based on the other people behind. I mean, and we can see it from the Mercury, the planet of ideas and communication, being again in unity, hand in hand with the Chiron, which is the centaur. I mean, which is known as the in general name wounded healer, but it's also the, you know, the teacher, the mentor, the bridge, and sometimes the maverick. So we have to all think about all these um, qualities of Chiron, and I think that there is a lot of teaching and lessons that could be passed to Mercury in Aries in that sense, and they can really have a important impact on our uh, life journey, that will, like, being able to live, um, really giving too much importance or compromising uh, in order to keep a balance with the other people, and more thinking about our own selves and moving forward, leaving that comfort zone or that kind of attitude of the past behind. I mean, of course, always keeping that uh, quality inside, but focusing on more on ourselves, I think. And when we look at the chart, I mean, we see that thanks to these all Taurus placements, there's a quite a fixed energy, which may tell us about some level of resistance and keeping the things how they are, unless the change is really necessary. But at the same time, I mean, it's like if an opportunity occurs that is really giving signs of good change and chance of creating more values in life, that fixed energy can be dealt with in a good way. And also, when we look at in general, the elements, we can say that again there is a earth dominance, and it can be pointing at some practical and grounded energy as well that this new moon can bring to us. I will now stop the sharing. Sorry, I'm a bit under the weather, so my voice can be cracking from time to time. So, I mean, I think that uh, in general, I think this has a nice energy, the new moon in Taurus. Of course, I mean, that being fixed, how much there could be a bit of resistance in going forward or starting new things, but it can be a good chance to turn things around. I mean, in certain areas of our lives, and starting something from fresh, which would be still, I mean, giving some opportunity of grounded uh, journey, but in a maybe different way. So we really have to know where Taurus is in our natal charts, the area of life that is impacted, and seeing where this new moon may take us in the future. So thank you for listening to me. If you would like to contact me for private chart interpretations and so on and so forth, please you can refer to my links in my profile. Have a lovely day and have a lovely new moon. See you in another video very soon. Bye bye.